Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys swinging by and checking out my first practice day report from down here at Table Rock Lake. I have the BFL tournament down here coming up this Saturday, our third BFL tournament of the year. Going to give you guys a rundown how my day went. Actually had about a little over half a day of practice today, and then I can't practice tomorrow. Then I'm going to practice Friday and then the tournament Saturday, so I'll have about a day and a half of practice. So we'll get into that in today's video, let you guys know how the day unfolded and what my plan is for the tournament. Also, guys, real quick, man, I got my Vexus 1980 aluminum right here. I just wanted to remind everybody, we're going to have this boat for sale through Branson West Marine in June. Anybody interested in purchasing this boat, just give Branson West Marine a call, talk to either Jim or Robbie, tell them you saw the video, probably get you set up with a good deal on it. And it's silver, black, and red underneath here, guys, super sharp. And whoever gets it, guys, I'll take you out here on Table Rock Lake personally and run you around in the boat and get you familiar with it. So really appreciate that. I'll put the link in the description to Branson West if you guys are interested. Okay, guys, let's talk a little bit about the day here. I'll explain the conditions here, what we got. Last week, or really not even last week, about 3 or 4 days ago, we had a tremendous amount of rain over the weekend. And the lake was already coming up, and they had been pulling it super hard, ground saturated. So the water came up a bunch over the past 2 or 3 days. And right now, at the time of this video, the lake's about, I think, probably about 4 feet over normal, 3.5 or 4 feet over normal. I have a feeling they're going to be sucking it out quite a bit here, simply because it's spring and they don't want it to get too high. But anyway, guys, long story short, one of the reasons why this tournament, the timing is terrible on this tournament, is, guys, literally every bass on this lake is on the bed right now. It's like they're hitting it the exact perfect time. It's not perfect as far as for the fish, it's a bad deal for the fish. But anyway, this tournament's landing right on top of the major spawn that's going on here. It's like every cove that I went into, guys, there's beds everywhere. There's bass on all the beds. I mean, literally every bass on the lake is bedding right now. So it's going to be a bad weekend for the fish here, because there's going to be a lot of bass that are going to get taken off the nest this weekend. Some of them probably won't survive. A lot of them probably won't be able to lay or hatch their eggs. So, from that standpoint, guys, they have got to do something with the scheduling. It is, in my opinion, it's completely irresponsible to put these tournaments right on top of the freaking bedding season. They could have had this tournament 3 weeks earlier and 3 weeks later, or 3 weeks later. And yeah, there may have been a few fish bedding, but not anything like it's right now. So anyway, got that out. So given that, here's how my day went. I went up this morning, I launched up one of the creek arms because, water's flooded. I love flipping bushes, wanted to find some off-colored water, and I launched up one of the major creek arms there, guys, and the water's really dirty up there. I mean, the water visibility was probably only about 6 inches, dirty water. And you could tell it was fresh, dirty water, because there was a lot of particulate and leaves everywhere floating. And I fished up there for about 2 hours and never had a bite. And I just knew that it was a little bit too early. So like a little bit too dirty, a little bit too early. Water came up a little bit too fast. So I took the boat out of the water, went down and put into a clear part of the lake. Actually, I'm down towards the dam right now. And guys, literally every cut or cove you go into is loaded with bedding fish. So obviously I don't want to catch nesting bedding fish. So I was trying to figure out some other way to catch them. And I caught a bunch of fish on a fluke. One of the things I did, I just took a fluke and started covering water. And I really wanted to see if I could pull up any of those fish, the better fish that were cruising and bedding all through the area there. And like a typical thing, anytime you fish some type of a fluke type bait or a floating worm this time of year, you're going to catch a lot of fish and you're going to get a lot of followers. I had, a lot of fish follow the bait. I had, caught, several. Didn't catch any good ones, some nice ones, 2.5 and 3 pounders, but there is just a tremendous amount of fish that are just on the bed right now. There's going to be a ton of fish caught in this tournament. There's going to be lots of limits. There's going to be a ton of 12 to 14 pound limits, simply because that's what's up right now. It's like, that's the ones you see. The bigger fish on this lake always bed deeper. Most of the time, the bigger quality fish will bed barely in sight. It's like, you know, if you got a calm day with it sunny, you might be able to see the beds down 8 or 10 foot of water. But all the ones you see up shallow, most of them are just 13 to 15 inch fish, and they tend to be really spooky. If you do see a good one, like a 2 or 3 or 4 pounder up shallow, it usually, you know, it's just unbelievably spooky. So the guys that are really good at bed fishing are going to do good in this tournament, the ones that can see deep and the ones that commit to that. But I'm not going to fish like that. You know, on Friday, I've got to look for a different option. Excuse me. I'm hoping in my plan, what the deal is here, I'm hoping that water will stabilize a little bit and settle down a little bit. And I'm going to try to head back up in the dirtier water on Friday and try to catch them flipping a jig in those flooded bushes and a little bit dirtier water. You know, the deal in this tournament, you can put a shaky head on or a fluke or Ned rig or something like that, and you're going to catch a bunch of fish. That's because all the fish are up shallow right now. All those fish that are normally roaming out in the middle of the lake, they're up wanting to bed right now. So therefore, you've got to figure out something to separate yourself from the rest of the group, from that 12 to 14 pound zone. So when you see the weights, guys, don't let it fool you. Table Rock Lake is struggling big time. Table Rock Lake is a shadow of its former self, and you're going to see a lot of fish caught this week. That's because it's probably the best week of the year as far as just to catch fish with all the fish up shallow and biting. So that's not a true indicative measure of how, you know, the lake is overall, though. But anyway, guys, it's pretty typical. I mean, there wasn't any surprises. In other words, one of the things that did surprise me is the dang ramps are full. It's the time of filming this video. It's Wednesday. Both of the ramps I launched at were like, there wasn't any room. They're completely full of boats. I don't understand during Wednesday how the ramps are just completely packed and completely full. But anyway, that's the sort of the report here. I'll give you guys an update on Friday. I'm gonna try to do some thinking tomorrow a little bit and try to figure out how to do something different from what everyone else is doing, because I have no doubt I could pick up a shaky head and a fluke and I could just fish what I fished today and catch 12 or 14 pounds. And that's, from what I've seen in the tournament here, that's just going to get you a pat on the back and not much else with that. You're gonna have to catch, you know, mid to upper teens in this tournament, probably knocking on 20 pounds to win the tournament. Not because the lake's great and not because the lake's full of fish, just because simply every fish is up bedding right now. So anyway, guys, that's sort of the report. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Really appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll check in later.